New heat pump. $10,000? Are you out of your mind? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. John here, and you're in the Sky One Videos channel. Today we're not going to talk about cars. We're not going to talk about ham radio. We are going to talk about air conditioners. It's hot out here, man. And I got news for you. Notice how shiny new this is? So I got to tell you, I got to tell you my little story. My wife told me, you know, I don't think the AC is working as good as it. Something might be wrong. And I'm like, no, honey, you're imagining it. The thermostat's just not right. We had multiple thermostats. One was right, one wasn't. It was still doing pretty good. We were holding 72, 73, and it was like 90, 100 out. So you really can't complain about something like that. And then one day, it just didn't work at all. So I came out here. I had a Goodman. I had a problem with my first one. The guys really just didn't know what they were doing when they installed it. Had leaks, had all sorts of problems. It got to the point where I had to learn HVAC because I ended up having to get my own gauges so I can tell every time this thing was low. And in the 14 years that we had the first Goodman unit, I think I probably spent changing coils and this, that, and compressors. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars. So here's my story. I'm not gonna stand too close to it because it is making that little humming noise. It's running great now. So here's the deal, right? So the AC was out. I had I had a guy come over, look at it, and he goes, I think your TXV is stuck. Not sure. To do it, I have to evacuate the system. And they always want to put in new refrigerant. They have to put in new refrigerant. They take the old refrigerant out. Don't put the old refrigerant back in. They got to put new refrigerant in, and they want to charge up the you-know-what for it. I know they don't cost them that much, but they want to charge some places $100 a pound for air conditioner. And a unit like this might take like 12 pounds of refrigerant. That's $1,200 just for the refrigerant, you know? So there's this thing called the TXV. It's like a little valve, little regulator that's on the inside. It's over by my my coils inside, right? They say that that's probably stuck, but to take it out, they gotta, you know, drain the line, do the whole thing, right? Minimum 12. I got quotes of like $1,500. Okay. Then they said they don't know if my compressor's damaged because it was running low. It was, you know, all sorts of things. So my wife said, look, we've been having so much problems with this unit. She says, just get a quote for a new unit. So I was like, cool, you know. I had like these big name. First I had a couple little guys come over. And they came over and they were supposed to give me a quote, never got it. Never heard back from 3 companies, no word. You know, oh yeah, we'll give you a call. Never heard from them. Then I called, you know, a couple of the big box names, right? And they come down, really nice guys, measuring everything, really completely thorough. I was pretty impressed with them. Got my quote, $9,800 for a 14-seer Trane. So that's the, you know, both the condenser and the heat pump inside, right? I got the other one, 15-seer, I think it was 10,000. I mean, I got these, they're about 10 grand, right? So I was like, oh crap, right? Let's revisit fixing this old one. So I called this other guy, and he's just some guy from New Jersey. I know how to do this. I know what goes wrong with these things. Yeah, the TXVs, but sometimes not always, but let me check. And he found a whole bunch of crap wrong with my outside unit. He goes, oh yeah, these jackwads messed this up. My service valve was leaking. They put thread lock on there to keep it. Oh, so many problems with it. He says, look, I'll just get you a new outside unit. Picked up the phone, called the place. They got one in stock. He goes, I can go get one, be back in about an hour. The other guy was cutting out this thing, putting, you know, getting everything ready, evacuated the lines, put the new system in, change it over from TXV to Piston. He goes, you'll lose about like maybe half a sear, but he says it'll be way more reliable. It's a 410A system. I don't know. All I know is 4 hours later, I got an AC unit, and I think it run me with everything and a full contract to maintain it, clean and everything for like 2 years. $3,500. So it was $3,500. By the way, my coil inside, that all stuff has all been replaced, so it's relatively new. I don't need a whole system. And I said to him, I said, why is everybody trying to quote me a whole system when I only needed the outside? And he gives me this. So I got to tell you something. You guys are probably watching this because you know a lot of these HVAC companies, a lot of the people actually that work for the HVAC, they're pretty good people, but the way the companies are, they have to push numbers. So I'm sure if I bought the $10,000 Trane, I would be happy, but there's no guarantees. You could buy a brand new system and have a TXV problem like a year down the road, and then guess what? You're having problems again. Well, we don't know if it damaged the compressor and blah 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 blah. So, you know, the other thing is when you buy like a brand name like a Trane or whatever, you have to buy their parts, their products. So it's like buying a BMW, you have to put BMW parts. Getting a Goodman, you get whatever part they happen to have. There's probably 3 different types you can pop in there, a little more generic. So a lot cheaper, $3,500. Got my AC running. This is a I think this is a 14 seer, 2.5 ton unit, and yeah, so just beware. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get your quotes, but a lot of times the smaller private guys, they give you a much better deal. Also, when you deal with the smaller guys, you're dealing with actually the licensed guy that's the licensed HVAC guy. When you get the big box companies, the guy with the license sits in some office somewhere, and you've got a bunch of people running around that might not be fully trained. I don't know, apprentices, whatever. They call on the phone, here's the numbers I got. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. I don't know. But it's an awful lot of money to be messing around with these things. I mean, some people, it's like no big deal, just keep changing the system. These things have to be replaced. They only last like 15 to 20 years. So I don't know, you want to pay 10 grand every 10 years? I don't know. I don't want to be. And even if I had the money, I don't want to spend the money. So I just want to let you guys know the situation I got in here with this system. So I'm pretty happy. So I got a new compressor, new outdoor unit, everything, $3,500 covered. Won't be paying any bills or anything for a while. Nice and cool in the house. Got news for you also. I got see the little window unit. From the I had so many problems with the first guys that installed this thing. I mean, my first year I had 4 service calls. I got window units because I was just tired of this crap. Went to Walmart, bought some window units. They got this company called Hayer. Got little remotes on them. That's an 8,000 BTU, kind of heavy. I got a 10,000 for the kitchen and 18,000 BTU with a fan pushing some of the air. I was able to keep the house pretty comfortable with the AC out in 98 degree days. So yeah, I'm gonna probably let that dry that thing out. I'm gonna cover it in plastic and I'm gonna keep these little suckers because you just never know. I got this working, but you never know when this stuff's going out. So yeah, so if you guys are dealing with HVAC issues, yeah, you're probably gonna get 3 quotes, but don't just call the top 3. You might want to call a couple of the local guys, see if you can get some of the good old boys that could say, hey, I can save you some money. I can just put this outside unit in or whatever. Remember, when you get a new unit, doesn't mean you're gonna be free from problems. Your problems could just be beginning. So anyway, I hope that helps. Put a comment in there if you've dealt with HVAC guys and the high cost of refrigerants and the high cost of repairs and, you know, charging you $80 for a $4 part, that kind of crap. I mean, this stuff is not regulated. This is like the wild, wild west of HVAC. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you a little later. Thanks. Bye.